Hi, everybody. I'm hoping this is live. I'm just having a little bit of a technical thingy-bobby, as usual. So sorry, apologies. Let me just make sure this is working. Where has my page gone? There it is. Okay, brilliant. So if you could just give me a quick hello in the chat box to make sure you can hear me and see me. Hopefully you can. And great. Perfect. Yay. Hi, Belinda. Okay, brilliant. So yes, sorry, I'm just having a slight technical madness day. So let me just jump straight into this. Have we all got our workbooks all printed and ready to go? Yay, fantastic, lots of hellos, brilliant. So I think while we wait for any latecomers, let's get a little roundup of where everybody is. And if we've got any internationals, I think it might be slightly funny timing for internationals today. It's more normally the morning sessions that we have lots of exciting internationally people, but equally just as exciting to have lots of Brits and UKers. Okay, so Sheffield, yay! While we kind of just wait for a couple more minutes, you'll definitely need a pen. Oh, I've just spilled water all over my thing. Oh, that's annoying. You'll need a pen, and you'll need your workbook. I mean, you can use. You can just do it online, and actually it's better for the environment, but as a creative, I actually prefer using pen and paper because it's just a little bit more free, and I think you can just be a bit more creative and sort of doodly with it. But don't worry if not. So look, lots of fab places. Oh, Midwest USA, France. Ah, very exotic, exciting. Okay, amazing. So hopefully you've all got the links to the downloadable. Oh, now that I've done it, I don't remember where I put. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. There we go. So if you haven't got it, I'll just pop it in the chat box. So that should be it. Yeah, that should work. Yes. So whatever you do, I would write down the answers and try and keep hold of them somewhere. You can also, follow along online, as I said, or because I'm all for paper free. But sometimes it is nice to just have paper just to work off. And anyway, we're all very, very busy people, as is life at the moment. So it's really easy to get caught up in the kind of daily what you have to do. And I don't know about you, but some days I finish my day and I just think, I don't think I've achieved anything today. You know, I've just been kind of posturing around, doing little bits and bobs. And I hate days like that because suddenly you're not working smart, you're just working hard. And I think that is the absolute end of it, and that is not the goal of being an entrepreneur and starting a business. So actually, because there's a little bit of a lag between me talking and me seeing responses, if anybody would like to share what kind of business you're running, what kind of creative business, that would be super helpful for me as well, so I can kind of throw in some ideas and feedback and things where I can. So I am so pleased to see so many people on here. It's so important to just reflect and take an hour just to step back, write stuff down. In the Members Club, we do this every month, and it's just amazing to see how far we come every month. Even if you think you've not done anything, it's amazing. Almost every month, everyone in the members club will know I do this, that I start looking back through my diary and think, well, actually, yeah, we did that, and then we did that, and then we also did that, and we had that amazing event. And before you know it, you've actually done lots of things. So, but it's really important to then also look at the big picture and make sure that you're on track for like the big stuff, you know, so for those big goals that you really want to make happen, not just the minutiae, and that all of these amazing things that you're doing every month are working towards that end goal. So yes, so if you've just joined, hello and welcome, and really, really excited to dive into this. So in this session, we are planning out Q2 of 2018. How quickly did that first quarter just fly by? Did anybody else think, oh my God, where the heck did that go? I know I did. So, I've had a couple of things. Hand-painted ethical t-shirts, fabulous. Fashion textiles training companies supporting fashion professionals and unemployed people to start career in fashion, working on an eco-luxury label. How brilliant. Small batch garment production. Oh, great. So a really nice combination of people. And it sounds like a nice little bit of, hopefully, a little bit of networking as well, which might be quite nice. If anyone wants to put their website, emails, everything, go for it. Okay, so hopefully you've had a little chance to have a flip through of your workbook. So in this workshop, we are going to, first of all, get really clear about what you want and need to achieve by the end of 2018. Sorry, I was just waving to my friend who's just left. And then the second thing, reflect on what we want to achieve, or what we've achieved, so far. And thirdly, work out what needs to happen by the end of next quarter. And 4, make a realistic timeline to achieve those goals. So for me, it's really key to keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it actionable, but also to keep it exciting. So if you're not finding it exciting, okay, there's a difference between exciting and it being daunting. So it might be daunting, but it still should be something exciting, because actually that's what it's all about. If you're not running a business and you're not developing something or working towards a goal that really makes you excited, it's going to be really, really difficult to keep motivated. Okay, so before we start, switch off all those distractions. And actually, that includes me. On my Mac, I've got this brilliant thing where you can, I've already turned it on. There you go. Where you can put a do not disturb on. So I've just put that on. And remove all devices, turn them upside down. And close the door, everything. And let's get to work. So I think, where should we start? So I was going to, I don't think we have time. I may do it at the end, but I was basically going to go through 5 ways to kind of free your mind a bit if you're struggling with finding goals. Actually, if that's useful, drop a thing in the messages and I will go through it. But I'm aware that I don't want to take up lots of time. And I think we should just sort of dive into it. So who is excited? Actually, also, you are the first people to know that enrollment for the Members Club has opened, which is really exciting. And I know we've got a few members already live on this call, and a few new members as well. So we're really, really excited to welcome non-members to this live session. We do this goal setting workshop once a month in our Facebook group, and it's a really useful tool. So I'm really pleased to open this up to everybody, which is great. And so the Members Club has opened. We only open enrollment for a couple of times a year, up to about 4 times a year. And so this enrollment will only be open until April the 18th. So it's the kind of last chance to sign up and be locked in at this price. So if you're building a business and want to get really serious about creating products sustainably and responsibly, and also be surrounded by like-minded entrepreneurs and creatives, then you will love that members club. So yeah, and actually, if there are any members who would be willing to leave a comment to let other people know how you're finding it and the sorts of things you're learning and all that good stuff, then it's much better coming from you than from me. so that would be great. And what I will do as well is I will leave a little link. Belinda, not managed to reach my goals so far this year, so need to kick butt. That's right, and reach goals. Yeah, fantastic. Well, actually, that's actually something that I'm going to go through, is that the goals that we set in the beginning of the year, it's not necessary to have reached them all. But anyway, we will go through that in a second. So how are we finding the master? Actually, also, if any members want to say how they're finding the masterclass this month, that would be amazing. It's all about manufacturing sustainably. And while I was recording them, I just could not wait to show everybody. I was so excited. I just wanted to give let's just give everybody like early access and show all of these things. It's so great. So hopefully you found it really, really useful. And for any non-members, at the end of the session, we've got a giveaway. So stay tuned for that to happen live. Okay, so we've got a lot to get through. So let's just kick off. If you've just joined, so I keep seeing lots of people join. It seems our Warehouse Members Club site is down. Oh no, hang on. Doesn't seem, hang on, it doesn't seem to be for me. So let me just send that, maybe that works. Yeah, it seems, oh no, oh, that's weird. Oh, you're right, what's happened? Oh, I'll have to figure that out, sorry, distracting. Let me figure that out. While there's a moment while we're going through this where you will be busy writing. So while you're busy writing, I will figure that out. But thank you for letting me know. That would have been really annoying if I couldn't have got it working, if it wasn't working this whole time. Okay, so let's jump to page 4. So hopefully you've had a quick read of the first few pages. So let me jump to it as well. The top goals for the year so far. So in order to plan for the year ahead, we need to know where we're at right now. And we can learn so much from the things that we've already done and already achieved so far this year. So the first thing to do is to write down the 3 big goals you've been working towards. So if you joined for the first goal setting workshop, which was in January, we finished the session with those 3 big goals. So have a look back through what you wrote and write them down here. And if you weren't at that session, then just have a think about the types of goals, well, just the goals that you've been working on so far. And actually, it would be interesting to see how many you've got and if you were clear on it or not. So what's interesting is if you haven't been doing goal setting, you might not know, you might not have any structure, which is very indicative of the fact that you need to be doing this on a regular basis. So if you don't know what your goals are, you need to make a commitment to do this regularly. And we'll talk about that a bit later, but it's quite an interesting exercise, especially if you can reel them off the top of your head, amazing. And that's what we want to be able to do by the end of this session, is just have the top 3. Okay, so hopefully you're kind of referring back to that. Actually, I'll just give you a quick minute. Well, actually, so once you've done that, underneath, I want you to note down where you're at with all of them. So like I said to Belinda, you don't need to have finished it. And actually, it's quite unlikely that you will. I mean, it depends, but I like to think really big goals. So my goals would be with a view to have them done by the end of this year. But hopefully you've been making those small steps to the kind of ultimate goal for the end of 2018. And what will also be interesting is if you get to that end of the year and you think, or you've kind of started down a route and actually it's not right. So if you said, oh, this is going to be my goal, and you've started working towards it and you're like, actually, is this my goal? Maybe this isn't feeling right, and maybe the initial feedback you're getting isn't good. This is a perfect time to change direction. Okay, so I'm just going to leave you to do that for a minute, because actually there's quite a lot to just note down. And while that's happening, I'm going to just see if I can figure this out. Sorry, this is going to involve the phone, which I hate doing. Okay, and let me know how you're getting on. Oh, Belinda, definitely join. I've learned so much. Okay. How are we getting on? Is everyone good? Have I given you enough time? Okay, so I think big or small, just for this quarterly overview section, just write down any of the amazing things you've accomplished towards that goal. So you may have completed it, in which case amazing, but this isn't about what you haven't achieved. It's about the things that you want to celebrate. So we want, and also for this session, it's only about business. It's not about kind of the personal aims and goals. So just business. I think it's really easy to just forget about the amazing growth you've had. Okay, I think we might be back up and running now on those links, hopefully. I don't know my top 3 goals yet. Oh no, that's okay. We don't need to know them yet. It's just if you've already been working towards something. And actually, that's very interesting, as I said, because if you're working towards something, so if you're building a t-shirt brand, you need to be working on something. So if you're not working towards 3 big ideas or things that you want to have achieved, you're just kind of going to be floating around aimlessly. And maybe you have got quite a good strategy in your mind, but we need to get them onto paper. So this is just for what your goals for the first 3 months of the year. So don't worry if you haven't got anything yet. We're going to work on that next. Okay. So if anybody wants to share some of these amazing things that you've done so far, that would be awesome. But I know it can be a little bit daunting to share, so don't worry if you're feeling a little shy. Okay, so hopefully if you've written down some of the things you've achieved, you'll hopefully be feeling a little, kind of good about it. And if you're not feeling good about the progress you've made, then don't worry. It's probably that you're feeling a little stuck, maybe. So let me know again in the comments if you're feeling in a certain way. So if you're blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's turn to the next page. Yeah, so the 3 top goals for 2018. That's page 5. This is where we think about the top 3 goals moving forward for 2018. So like I said, they might have changed, which is absolutely fine. And they might be the same or just slightly adjusted. So this is why it's really, really useful to take stock now and just realign yourself rather than kind of plowing on ahead, either in completely the wrong direction or plowing on without any direction at all because you're thinking, well, actually, I don't want to do that goal anymore. So I'm just going to veer off. so if you want to just start filling that in, and I'm just going to keep talking, hopefully not bugging you, because sometimes it can be a little bit annoying. So I will leave some time to write. So why do we have 3 goals? So it's really important to keep things simple. So we want to keep things achievable and focused. And if you have lots and lots of goals, it's way too complicated. And you start to feel like you're kind of juggling all of your things that you're trying to do and trying to move these pieces every day. It's really, really way too complicated. So starting with a small number of goals, it's a much more focused way to keep chipping away at a few core things, and you'll make a lot more progress. Oh yeah, so these top 3 goals for 2018, what are your goals moving forwards, Belinda? So these are, yes, oh, good question. This is for the whole of 2018. So what do you want to achieve by the end of 2018? Yeah. Yeah, by the end of 2018. Sorry, I was double checking that myself. And I think it's really important to try and think big. So don't limit yourself, don't limit yourself and kind of underreach, I guess is the word, to something that's kind of quite, because you really want to push yourself, you really want to break barriers and you want to see your business grow. So if you can start setting goals which feel a bit massive, it makes you aim higher. So actually, one of the things that the CEO of Intuit does, it's $1 billion company, he talks a lot about thinking big, and that's how he grows, and that's how he sets the bar higher for his employees. So what would you really love to achieve? Is it to create a product or to get into a set number of stores? Is it to have a runway show? Is it to meet your business hero? So yeah, I want to give you some time just to write it down, and I'm going to stop talking now because I want you to concentrate, because these are important and I want you to brainstorm. Okay, is anyone struggling to put anything down at all? Just drop a note in the box if you need a bit more time. If you are struggling, it's completely okay and it's totally normal. It might just be a sign that you're a bit out of practice with goal setting. So a big part of creating success is knowing what you want, and what you want to achieve. So you just need to think, hang on a minute, what is it that I want to do? And really, every time you think of something, just keep writing it down. Every month in the members club via our Facebook page. Oh no. Okay, Sarah, good question. I think for now, you don't need to be specific. Although if you could give me an example, that would probably be good. If you don't mind sharing, that would be great. But yeah, I think big, and then we'll start getting specific about how to get to that big thing. So it should be something achievable by the end of the year, but something that's not a bit lackluster. You want something like, wow, that you can be really proud of at the end of the year. And it could be even, the number of producers that you're working with, or you want to see something in like a huge magazine, something that's going to make you feel amazing about what you've done. And actually, sometimes you might, I've noticed quite recently, oh no, right, sorry, I'm reading Sarah's comments. I'm brand new to starting this business, like a couple of weeks in. One goal is to simply write my business plan. Too vague? Absolutely not. That's a great business goal. Yeah, that's a great one. I think it would be good, maybe that's one of the goals, but possibly, maybe, is it launching? Is that I mean, that would be pretty big, and that would be pretty cool. And I guess it depends in your mind how quickly you see yourself launching, because actually if you think you're going to be up and running in the next month, then you'll probably be wanting to make some sales by the end of 2018. But if you maybe are doing a crowdfunder, or you need some funding, maybe that's a big goal. That would be amazing. You know, I want to raise X number of pounds by the end of the year. But definitely writing and finishing your business plan is a really, really big one. So that would definitely be one. Yes, so sometimes I speak to quite a lot of entrepreneurs, and it's completely normal that you just kind of lose your mojo a bit, and you kind of feel a bit uninspired. So I think it's a really nice, well, first of all, that's completely normal, and a quick and nice way to get some of it back is by making a dream jar. And I mentioned this in the first goal setting that we did. So as and when you think of something that makes you feel really like, oh yeah, that would be amazing, you can put it into this dream jar. And when you're feeling a bit like, oh, I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to work on today, you can just take out one of these kind of ideas that you've had and think, oh yeah, actually, yeah, I really wanted to do this event, so maybe we can start working on that. Or I really wanted to try and put together an editorial, so let's see if I can figure out, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, so amazing. So, and as I mentioned as well, don't forget to put this review somewhere safe, so that when you open it at the end of 2018, or actually when you hopefully at the next quarterly goal setting, you can figure out how you're developing, and you can remember all the things that you were going to do and whether you've done them or not. It's really, really valuable. Okay, so let's turn to the next page. The financial goals. I've put this in. I basically think it's really important to understand this. A lot of people, maybe this isn't relevant because it might just be a kind of side hustle. So that's fine. But I think it's important to have a revenue goal as well. So to actually figure out how much of something you need to sell, or how much money you need to raise to get it all working. So this will be quite relevant for you, Sarah. So Sarah's just said, okay, understood. This is long term. I'm also looking for funding, looking for 2019 start. So yeah, if you're looking for funding, so by 2019, you'll have had to secure that funding. So you need to be really, really clear on how much money you need to raise, which of course will be from your business plan. And actually, are you a member, Sarah? Because we've got an amazing business plan template, which you should use. So, but you can email me afterwards, and I will tell you where it is. Anyway, so revenue. What revenue do you need to achieve your goals this quarter? And also, if you need to revisit Indra's masterclass on funding to how to work out your costs, I think it's really useful. So don't forget, as she says, don't forget your takings come out of your profit, not your turnover. So I don't know why. There's such a huge thing. I've never understood it, why people care about turnover. It doesn't make any difference. If you've got £1 million turnover and it costs you £1 million to make a product, then you've got no money. So it doesn't make any sense. So I always think about profit first. And actually, there's an amazing book that I keep meaning to read, but everyone is banging on about it, called Profit First. So if you've read it, will you let me know if it's any good? I've heard very good things about it. Okay, so I will give you a few moments to write all of that down. But once you've done your workings, you should have a final revenue goal for the next 3 months. And this might change the goals that you've set, which is fine. This is all what this is for. So you might have put a goal that was to sell 5 bags, but now you've realized that actually you need to sell 10 bags for it to work financially. That's exactly the point of this. So yeah. Okay, learn to create, recreate, sorry, would also like the business plan template. We'll email you later, absolutely. Okay, how are we feeling? Okay, so I've noticed a few more people coming in. Just to recap, we're going through our 2018 goal setting and planning for the next quarter. And we're taking a look back at 2018 from January to now. And we're looking at what we want to achieve for the next 3 months. Okay, so I feel like we're good. Good. I heart, not art is good. So let's move on to page 7. So this is all about focus. So who do you need to connect with to make your goals happen? So get really, really specific. How many, for example, customers do you need to bring in? So based on the revenue workings out that we did on the previous page, okay, so let's say this is an example. So how many customers do you need to bring in if your average order value, so the average value of the products that are being bought is £10, and you worked out on the previous page that you want to make £1,000. Okay, sorry, when I say £10 profit. So let's get clear. So the average profit of an order is £10. And you worked out that you need to make £1,000 in a month, then you need to have 100 customers, because 100 times 10 is 1,000. So then let's say that your average website conversion is 2%, which is pretty normal. Actually, website conversions tend to be between 1 and 3 for retail. So let's say it's 2. That would mean that you would need to drive 5,000 visitors to your website, because 2% of 5,000 is 100. So so you need 5,000 people to your website a month. So how are you going to drive those 5,000 people? And actually, if you're driving 5,000 people but not making the £1,000 a month that you need, it would stand to reason that your conversion rate is too low. So how are you going to up your conversion rate? So lots and lots of tricks, and it's all maths. How many of XYZ do you need to get the revenue that you want, or to achieve the goal that you want? So, one of the goals might be that you want to work with a certain, or get into a certain magazine. And actually, maybe you have a revenue goal of, like, I don't know, I want to sell 100 bags in not April, unless you work very fast, May. So you want an editorial spread or something. And, how many sales would you expect to get from that editorial spread? So, so you want to just work out all the ways that you need to connect with those people who are going to make that happen. So just brainstorm that. I'll just give you a little minute to go through that. Okay, how are we getting on? All good? So once you've brainstormed all of the ways that you're going to make your goal happen, which of the above that you've written down, which from this box is going to be the best use of your time versus the reward? So this, I think, is so important, and it's so easy to get distracted. So it happens to me all the time. You think, oh, actually, I'm just going to do a bit of Instagram and I'm just going to post a couple of pictures. And it's like, is that actually going to get you this? No, because it's not the focus. So you need to concentrate on the things that are going to drive the goal, because otherwise you're literally wasting time. And it's really important to remember that you have got to be laser focused. And I am a huge fan of working smart, not hard. You have got to just leverage your time in the best way. So yeah, so write down what the best use of your time is to get the maximum output. And that is going to be your focus. And so you might want to just write it somewhere on a big piece of paper and stick it on your wall, so that every time you see, they call it shiny object syndrome, every time you start kind of getting distracted and thinking, well, wouldn't it be nice to do a Facebook post today? It's like, no, actually, I'm just working on that because that is what's going to make me money, and that is what's going to make my business go. Yes. So, and what are your additional strategies going to be? So are you going to try things out and test things out? Because obviously I'm not saying you need to put all of your eggs into one basket. So what are the other things you're going to try and test out? Okay, how are we feeling? Belinda, done. Yes. The next one is, do you need help to do this? So this is useful because we'll use it in the following pages. If you're not an expert in this area, it's okay. You can find people who know how to do this. So whether you ask somebody for help, or you pay somebody for help, or anything, you can figure out, actually, this is not my strength, but it really is the best way to move forward. And also, I love collaborations. So if you are thinking of doing an editorial spread and you really want to be featured in, I don't know, Pebble Pod magazine, why don't you collaborate with an eco photographer? And sorry, I'm thinking about eco brands. So all of the brands that we work with are sustainable or responsible, or or not eco photographer. And there are so many people who want to get exposure, and it's all about helping each other out. So if you can provide the garments, and somebody's a makeup artist that wants to be featured in a cool magazine, all of that stuff is really helpful. So figure out who it is that you want to ask for help. And then also figure out how much time you need to dedicate to do this job or to manage it every month. Yeah, learn to recreate. Not an expert, so we'll need to find help. Amazing. It's really good that you identified that immediately, because then you don't fanny around like making mistakes and taking up, so much of your time figuring it all out. Okay. Oh, and actually, it's a little sneak preview. All you members, we have an amazing masterclass coming up in the club, which is all about streamlining business. And as a part of that, making the most of your time, prioritizing, and really like cutting off the fat, which is, I'm just all over it. I'm so excited about it. And we've got like the best speakers. It's just going to be amazing. Yeah, I'm already like desperate to get hold of all of this content that everyone's creating. It's amazing. Anyway, so next, identify. Oh yes, so we've already done that. Identify if you need help with any of the areas, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. How are we feeling? All good? All done? Yes, Belinda, been there, done that. Sometimes not worth the headache trying to work things out yourself when it's not your zone of genius. What a great phrase, your zone of genius. I love that. Yes, I completely agree. Okay, so let's turn to page 8. Steps to achieve your top 3 goals for 2018. So this is where we figure out how we're going to do this. So basically, we want to start working your way. So you've got, for the next 3 pages, we're dedicated to each goal. And we want to write down what you need to do in order to accomplish your goal. So what are the steps you need to take, and when will you have achieved them? So we've got the steps, date completed, and who can help, and also a little checkbox for when you've done it. So hopefully if you did the first one, you will be able to go back and check them all off. So what I find really, really useful actually is if you start, you can put it at the top and work backwards, but if you start with the goal, I actually like to put the goal at the very bottom and then work my way back up to figure out the steps that I need to take in order to get to that point. Literally every single minutiae detail that you need. Even if it's just, I need to find help, I need to email this person by February, you know, that's how it works. You need to take little steps. And how much more achievable is, I need to email this person, then I need to launch a crowdfunding campaign. You know, it's like the second you say that, I'm just like, okay, I'm done for the day, because I have no idea where to even start with that. But if it's like, oh, you just need to email that person, fantastic. That is easy. You can do that. You can check it off your list immediately. So yeah, so try and get as like achievable as you can. And sometimes it is a big thing, you know, sometimes it is, you have to sit down and you have to do your Excel spreadsheets, and that is going to take you 2 days, but it's fine. You know, that is something. Oh, Sarah, I hate it if I need to leave to pick up my girls from school. Don't worry, you can finish watching this evening. There won't be any comments, annoyingly, but I will try and read them out, so hopefully you can hear them. Oh, I Heart Not Art. Is it true that fashion brands have to pay to be featured in magazine editorials? Sometimes. It depends what magazine it is. If it's a good one, usually not, but it does depend. Okay. So, yeah, so be really clear, and also work out your dates in an achievable way. And actually, I even go down, well, what I usually do actually is I work it out by the whole month, from the whole goal, and then I figure out how long each is going to take me, kind of quite broadly, leaving quite a lot of wiggle room, because things always crop up and things always get busy, or it might take you a bit longer than you thought. And then I cut it down into weeks. So actually, literally on my calendar, I have the things that I want to achieve that week. Can't even tell you how quick it makes everything when you know you need to take this step, this step, this step, this step, and then you've got it. You know? And if you've written it down, anyway, we'll go through that later. But so just start on this, focus on this. I'm going to be quiet so you can focus. Okay, how are we feeling? I think one really good tip actually is to not compare yourself. So this is really for you. So I think it's really easy to compare our chapter 1 with someone's chapter 20. So don't. It's easy to say, just don't do that. Just little steps by little steps, and the rest will follow. And keep realistic timeframes. And you know what? It's okay to get stuck. If you're not sure how you're going to achieve that goal, don't worry about it. If it's just, I need help with this, write that down, and write down who it is that you're going to get help from. And then once you've got that help, once you've listened to that person's advice, then you can fill in the rest as you go. And actually, that's why it's really good to do this every month, because sometimes it's really easy to have that first meeting with somebody and then just completely forget to carry it on. Okay, do we need a bit more time? How are we feeling? And actually, if you don't know, so in the column, who can help, if you don't know the people that you need, then this is when you start asking friends and family, and Facebook groups and mentors for the people that you're missing. So you'd be really amazed who's out there, and you'd be really amazed with who is willing to help you. And it was nice, actually. So I had a chat with Maria from the Members Club earlier this week. Oh my God, last week. And she said, actually, it's so nice to just talk about this out loud because it feels more real. And yeah, it does. And I remember for so long when I first started Offset Warehouse, I just didn't tell anybody about it. And I don't know why. It's so stupid, because the second you start talking about it, that's when you get, oh God, yeah, I know that person who was looking for that. And oh yeah, I've heard about this. And oh, have you thought about doing that? And that's when it all starts to kind of bloom. So, and obviously there's tons of stuff in the Members Club about creating a sustainable business and designing and making products. So start soaking up all that goodness and listening to all of these amazing webinars and trainings. And I would love to know if anybody has had any joy, any luck with the new audio files we've been doing. So on this month's manufacturing unit, I'm desperate to know how everyone is finding it and whether they're listening, whether you're listening to it on the go, which was the whole point. I'm just so pumped about it. But if it's not working, I need to know. But hopefully it is. And hopefully it's super, super useful. Yeah. And if you're not a member, I would so love for you to join us, and you can come and get the help that you need. And nobody does it by themselves. So we all reach a point within business and we think, I think I need some help. And yeah, like I said, I started Offset Warehouse on my own, and it was the biggest learning curve of my life. The second I started getting advice from people who had been there before me, the business just absolutely like quadrupled in size, and then doubled again. So you just wouldn't believe the value of just asking somebody for help and finding the right person as well, who's been there and who's the expert. It's just absolutely changed. It's a game changer. Okay, cool. So, gosh, it's already 7:20. My goodness. So using the previous pages, the 3 previous pages of all the goals, I want you to write in the goals for the next 3 months. So basically, find the last date in June that you wrote down in the date completed, and write in where you'll be up to by the end of the second quarter. And then write in the focus for the goal. So if it's Instagram engagement or reaching out to influencers and press, or talking to one specific person, or finishing a business plan, and figure out what that focus is. And also flick back to page 7 to help you with that as well. And what I would do, if you're a bit of a shiny object syndrome person, maybe just stick it up on your wall. Put those 3 goals and the 3 focuses, so that when somebody's like, oh, do you fancy doing this? You're like, no, because that is not my focus. I am focusing on this for the next 3 months. Okay, so let's flick to page 12. So hopefully everyone's feeling a little clearer on the rest of 2018 and you're excited. So how many people are feeling a little bit anxious or nervous or having a bit of doubt? So for me, this is quite an important page, because the thing that's gonna get you from where you are now to where you want to be is just you. So it's really on you to be focused and to get the help that you need, and to get the clarity that you need. You know, no one can commit for you. You have to overcome the fears and the doubts, and you have to be brave and courageous. So that's why it's called Reduce the Resistance. So how are you going to reduce that resistance? So as we wrap up the session, I just want to focus on the 2018 you that's going to help you get where you want to be. And help you make huge progress. So what are the biggest things that are going to stop you from getting to where you want to be? If you know that, if you don't get help, you're not going to make it happen. You have to get out of your own way, and you need to get clear on what it is that's holding you back, or who that person you're being is, and make sure that person isn't the one who's going to show up tomorrow. So, you know, get really clear and get a clear vision. So is it that, for example, are you afraid of failure? You know, are you afraid of public speaking? By writing it down, you'll be aware of the traits, and if you realize that, for example, you're afraid of criticism or negative criticism, and you realize it and you write it down, the next time you start feeling it, you'll notice it instantly, and you'll think, oh God, that was what I was thinking was going to be the resistance that I was going to feel, was this feeling right now. And it's that moment where you can then say, I'm not going to do that. I'm not being that person today. I'm going to be, you know, receptive, and I'm not going to worry about what people say, and I'm going to be hard shelled, and I'm going to just get on with it. So put in here what might stop you or hold you back from creating the growth. And trust me, you are not alone when you're filling in this section at all. I think it's really important to condition yourself for success. So, and whatever it takes. I used to hate doing public speaking, and I just hated it. So I figured out, and I realized that I hated it. And so I started pushing myself, and I started doing lectures to small groups of people, and eventually they got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now I don't mind it at all. But if I hadn't have gotten out of my way, or hadn't realized that it was an issue, I never would have worked on it, and I never would have pushed myself. And being able to stand up in front of, you know, pure London and do a talk about ethical fabrics in my business, it's obviously massive for the growth of the business. So I think it's really, really key that you start growing. And also, I mean, how beautiful is it that you can take something that is potentially quite scary, and you can grow, as you know, you're not just growing your business, you're growing yourself as well. You know, you're growing that ability to it's almost sort of bettering yourself. And I just think it's so powerful. It's amazing. So yes, actually, I'd love to, if you're not worried about it, to hear any of the kind of resistance things you might have going on, and maybe we can brainstorm some ways to overcome them easily or kind of quickly. So the next thing we want to do is to really go through what's going to help you to get out of that condition. So to kind of stop that resistance from happening, and whatever it takes. So you could put up inspiring mottos. I love a good motto. It sounds a bit cheesy, but I had this one. Oh, what was it? Oh, somebody sent me a card, and I just thought it was so brilliant. And it was businesswomen still have their feet on the ground. They just wear better shoes. And I thought that was so brilliant. And it makes me feel really good. And I love it. So I framed it and I put it up on my wall, like next to my desk. And I think it's brilliant. So if there's anything like that motivates you, bloody go for it. Don't care what everybody else says. Just go for it. And what else is a really good? Oh, finding accountability allies is great. That's kind of when you have a person, it can be anybody, but someone who will be kind of nudging you, like, how are you getting on with this? You said you were going to have this done by this date. How's it going? And it's someone to bounce ideas off as well. Like, well, actually, it's not going as well as I want, or actually, I'm flying through. It's amazing. I think we can do 10 times what I was expecting. And it's just sometimes it's easier to be held accountable to somebody else than yourself. And that's the kind of idea behind it. And actually, that's something that we like to do in the members club. So to match you with somebody who's maybe in a similar boat or similar stage. So if you want to be matched with somebody, then just let me know and we can set that up. Another one is to schedule actually timetable in a weekly review. So you're actually like sitting down and working through everything and making sure you're still on track. Another great one is understanding an emotional reason and tying your emotions to what you're doing. So if you achieve your goal, you'll have financial freedom. I mean, that's a huge one. If you achieve your goal, you'll be able to travel the world without, working a day again. Well, okay, maybe not working a day. I'm sure you'll be working sort of 3 times harder than if you're in a 9 to 5. But, well, I certainly am anyway. but you live that kind of life that you want to live. And that's one of the beauties of running a business and growing a business that you own, is that you can do whatever you want. And that's the whole idea, is that you create this business. And actually, we talk about this in how to build a sustainable business model. And one of the key areas is to really identify what it is that you want to do and how you want to spend your day. Because there's no point in building a business where you're commuting every day if you hate traveling, or to London, or if you want to travel a lot, which I love to travel. That's one of the benefits of working the way that we do. And for example, not having a physical shop, that's quite a big step, because I didn't want to be tied to a premise. So so it's a really good thing to think about. I've completely gone off topic and you've made me forget what I was talking about. Tip 4, reward yourself for hitting your targets. My favorite tip. I love rewarding myself, especially for the things that you absolutely don't want to do. I would love to know if you have any great rewards that you're like, well, actually, if I send that email that I really don't want to send, I'm gonna treat myself to cake and a coffee, or a spa day. That's very luxurious. I don't think I've done anything that warrants a spa day yet, which is probably bad. I should probably be pushing myself so that I want to take a spa day. I'll work on that. Maybe that will be my goal. Actually, maybe that will be my goal, because I've got some quite big goals this year. So maybe if I achieve my goals, I will do a spa day. That would be fantastic. Great. So everyone's all gone very quiet. So hopefully you can still all hear me. You haven't all just gone. So I hope you're kind of left feeling super fired up about 2018 and about all of the amazing things that you can accomplish. Success is not an accident. It starts with knowing what you want to achieve and making it happen and taking those little steps. So by the end of 2018, you'll have achieved so many things and learned so many lessons and really expanded your mind. So as long as you've tried and you've made progress, you will have learned so much, and it's going to be such an amazing adventure as well. So as I said at the beginning, we have enrollment open at the moment. So we can help you get to where you want to be if you're not a member yet, and you can hang out with all of us and have some fun. And it's only open until next the 18th, which is a Wednesday. And the price is locked until the next year. So, and any members on here, I know Belinda did already, who would like to share some of your insights of how you've been finding it, that would be amazing. But what I thought was, in the meantime, I would love to show you around, which I never do. I never ever show people who aren't already members around the website. So let me see if I can figure out how to do this again. There was definitely a way. Oh, here we go. I'm on the wrong page. That would be why. Let me see if this will work. Share screen. Here we go. Okay, cool. Let me know if that's working, or if it isn't. Hopefully that's working. So we started the Members Club as a place for entrepreneurs in the design industry who want to work more sustainably, to come and get quick answers on how to do it all. So we bring in amazing experts to share trainings and teach us fantastic strategies to launch products in a more sustainable way. So when I launched in 2010, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, and I would have made so much more progress if I had been able to be part of a community where I could really just see the way forward, a quick way. And yeah, when I first started, there were people around me who could guide me, and all of those things really helped me to focus my attention and really build Offset Warehouse to what it is today. So every month we have one masterclass which focuses on a topic. So for example, sustainable fabrics, or sustainable business models, you know, different types of models you can have. And maybe I should just dive into one. Oh, which one should I dive into? Let me see. Which one do you want to have a look at? Actually, yeah, you tell me which ones you want to look at. We've got manufacturing, mastering your online presence. We've got how to sell, wholesale agents, and retail, and funding. That might be a good one. Oh, actually, a couple of people mentioned building a sustainable business. So having a look at the at the business plan. So maybe we'll have a look at that one quickly. So how to build a sustainable business model you love. So yes, as you can see, this is the masterclass. This is oops, oh gosh, is that going to do something? Oh no, what's this? I don't know. So yeah, every month we release a new one of these, and we basically take you through to understand how to build whatever this is. So how to build a sustainable business model. By the end of the masterclass, you will know how to build one. That's the kind of aim of it. So every time you open a masterclass, by the end of it, you'll have learned to do something very specific. So they're all segmented into these different videos. Sustainability in business. So of course, we're the members club. With the members club, we are all about ethical businesses and sustainable businesses. So we want to give you an understanding of how to do things in a more responsible way. That's the whole point of this. So yeah, and underneath every video we have key takeaways and homework. So that is like a to-do list sort of thing. So what you need to do in order to achieve something. And the takeaways are really so that you don't have to listen to the videos if you don't want to. And as I said, with the most recent one, we've just started putting in audio files as well. So you can listen to them when you're in your car or cooking or dinner or cleaning your house. I'm a huge fan of podcasts, so I was so excited when we released that this month. So we also we get case studies with real brands. So Birdsong is a beautiful, sustainable brand. And we got to talk to Sophie Slater, which was amazing. And she's just such an inspiration. So it's a combination of really factual, how do you create something, and then how to, getting inspired by brands who've been there and done it and maybe have a really beautiful example of how they're doing it. And then we included downloadable. So this month was a guide to writing a business plan. So it kind of included all of the elements that you need to create a sustainable product business. So yeah, so all of the masterclasses are like that. So that's just one aspect of the members club. And then we also do a technical tutorial. So this is basically where we look at a specific element within design. So we will talk about a different fabric or a different fiber. And so, like, for example, this month we were talking to a company who are using recovered ocean plastics to create haberdashery. And we talked to somebody who's digitally printing nanotechnology, talked to a producer of organic and color-grown cotton, Tencel, zero waste, all of those stuff, really, really inspiring and informative. So the idea is that you really get in-depth understanding of how things work, because I think it's really important as a designer or as a business owner, if you're working with textiles, to really understand what makes something sustainable. And also we get to show you really cool people, so like Sublaka, who does these amazing, beautiful natural characteristics in eco property wool, and it's just amazing. So that's a really lovely thing that we do every month as well. And then, of course, we have In Conversation With. So one of my favorite elements of the Members Club is being able to pick the brains of people who've been there and done it. So, for example, we spoke to Know the Origin, who I'm sure you've heard about because they're massive now. So Charlotte is absolutely such an inspiration. I think Belinda was saying she spoke to Charlotte. She didn't speak to her. She listened to the video. And again, it's sort of like a video that you can watch. And eventually we'll turn these into podcasts as well, so you can listen to those audio files. Actually, I think this one is an audio file. Yeah. So, and underneath all of the interviews, we also have the key takeaways. So what she said in bullet points. So if you don't have time to listen to the whole thing, you know, you can find out how she got funded, what they considered when they choose their manufacturers, sourcing the manufacturers, all the criteria. I mean, it's just so useful, and everybody's so generous with their time. And anyway, so we've talked to some amazing brands, and yeah, so these are really, really brilliant. And then, of course, we have events as well. So every month we host some live workshops. So actually coming up, I can tell you what we've got coming up. Actually, before I tell you what's coming up, so what I said was basically enrollment closes on Wednesday, 18th of April. If you would like to come on board, I would be absolutely thrilled. I will give you a link to join. But as I said, we have a few giveaways. And so I am giving away 1 month free access to the Members Club. So if anybody would like 1 month free, then please do type yes into the comments box. And in the meantime, I will tell you about the events that we've got coming up. So we have on the 19th of April 2018, we've got manufacturing designs, how to protect yourself against production problems. So this is going to be fantastic. And Desi is going to take us through, who runs utelia.com. She's going to take us through all of those kind of key things that you can do to minimize delays, and what to do if you receive a delivery that's, you know, the production's subpar, how to protect your designs from being copied. And of course, because she's on live, you can ask her all of your burning questions as well, which is so useful. So to members, all of this is like, all of our events are free, all of our webinars anyway. And then if they're not free, we do discounted events as well. And then on 2nd of May, same topic, because this month is all about manufacturing. We've got ethical manufacturing certifications and making your production more responsible. That's an online webinar with Gus Bartholomew, who's from Supply Compass, and he is sharing his expert knowledge on ethical certifications and how to make your production more socially and environmentally responsible, as well as answering all of your questions live again. And then we've got another one. So we have another one with a fair trade certified factory, which is on May 10th. And basically sharing their experiences of setting up a fair trade manufacturing unit and how to make sure your production is socially compliant, as well as environmentally responsible as well. So he'll be answering all those questions live, and all of those webinars are free, but if you're not a member, they're £25 a month. So it's actually it's an amazing bargain, really, because you get all of these months. I mean, basically 1 month subscription is £30, but one webinar, if you're not a member, is 25. So you get, so this month we have 3 webinars for the price of £30, whereas individually they would be £25. So it's really amazing value, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully we will be seeing some more people joining us, which would be fantastic. So let me just grab that link to join again. Actually, what I can do is just go here. That would be easier. There you go. So I'll copy that. So yes, if you would like to join, you can just click subscribe now, and that will do that for you. Brilliant. So hang on, let me just get back onto the screen, see if we've got any yeses. Oh, great, we have a few yeses. Brilliant. Well, now I've lost the link to get back. There we go. So hopefully that will stop sharing now. Oh, brilliant. Okay, great. So let's have a quick look. Who have we got? I heart not art. Oh yes, a couple of yeses. Fantastic. So, a tricky one. I think. Yes, are the webinars available to watch at our own time? Yes, they are. Yeah. So all of the past webinars, they just stay there, which is great. So, and actually, I think what I tend to do is give the most vocal people the win. So I heart not art. I would love for you to join us for a free month in the members club. So drop me an email. If you drop it to info@offsetwarehouse.com and just say who you are, and that I will give you access. So I hope everybody's found that really useful. Has anybody got any remaining questions? Just let me know. Any final questions? We're a little bit over, so I'm sorry it's gone on a little bit longer than I thought. I think possibly not. So if anybody has any more questions about anything at the members club or putting together your goal setting, just type them in. Yay, you are so welcome. But yes, keep hold of these. And obviously, if you're a member, you need to be keeping hold of these anyway for our monthly goal settings. And then if you're not a member, hopefully we'll be doing this again next time, next quarter. So when's that? February, March, April, May, June, end of June. Yeah, I always get confused because a quarter I think is 4 months, but of course it's not, it's 3 months. Yes. Are the goal setting sheets on the members area? Yes, they are. I can send you this one actually. I think I sent it right at the beginning. I have a feeling. Let me just see. Is that the one that you meant or a different one? Let me copy that. So that's this one. So you can download it and you can go through that one again. But yeah, for the monthly goal setting, we just do it live and it's the same set of questions every month. Sorry, I tuned in 5 minutes ago. Oh no, Henry, you missed all of the good stuff. But don't worry, it's pretty self-explanatory. So hopefully you enjoy it and you get lots of good things out of it. And actually, you should be able to, if you joined via signing up via Eventbrite, you will have access to the replay anyway. So yeah, so no worries. And I'll be talking to you again at the end of this one as well. Okay, amazing. So hopefully everybody's had all their questions answered. Any last questions before we log off? I don't think so. I feel like we're all good. Okay, amazing. Well, if there are any questions, then please don't hesitate to drop me a line. Learn to recreate. You are so welcome. And I'm so delighted that everybody could join. And I've always find these sessions really, really useful for me. So it's always a pleasure to do them with everybody else as well. So have a fantastic evening. And yeah, any additional questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch and have fabulous evenings. Bye.